Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Kris Thompson joins us. He's the project manager for the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Welcome to the Winnemucca Big R.
Hi, I'm John Walker. Welcome to Big R Lovelock.
Hi, I'm Rich Martin. Welcome to Fallon Big R.
My name is Braden. Welcome to Big R Fernley.
Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to Big R Sparks.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Turn your clunker into a caddy during the Cadillac and Cash giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Weekly cash drawings including $5,000 cash and one top prize of $10,000. Win the grand prize of a Cadillac CT4 or $40,000 in cash. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
Story County is leading Nevada. Home of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, Google, Tesla, Panasonic, and other world-leading companies. Story County provides thousands of tech, advanced manufacturing, and logistics careers for Nevadans. We're diversifying and driving Nevada's economy and generating millions in tax revenue and billions in economic activity across northern Nevada. Story County is leading Nevada's future.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're always pleased to welcome back to the program Kris Thompson. He is the project manager for the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center. And I always like to point out that Story County and I, in one way or another, have been involved for 34 years now. And so put that on the table. It seems as though, to the observer, that these are boom times for Story County. You've got this huge data storage company that is coming in and is going to build huge facilities. NV Energy is having to upgrade their systems to be able to accommodate all the power that will be needed for this. You've got the money coming in from Tesla after a 10-year abatement, and it just looks like things continue to go up and up and up. And yet you describe storm clouds on the horizon.
Yes, sir. So just to kind of reset where we were, you know, back in 2013, we were ending the Great Recession, and Lance Gilman closed the Tesla deal along with Governor Brian Sandoval, changed the face of the entire state, as it turned out. We're now a tech mecca, if you would. TRI has around 35,000 jobs. The vast majority are tech company jobs, Wall Street tech company jobs. And as you mentioned, Donnie Gilman, Lance's son, just closed the largest land deal, money-wise, in the history of the state of Nevada, where a massive global data center developer came in and purchased land for $250 million. And they followed that up with a couple other purchases of land, enlarging their footprint, which could be the largest data storage footprint in the United States outside of Silicon Valley by the time it's all said and done. We'll see. But yes, things have been going very well for Story County lately. The storm cloud that you know you're well informed about. We hear that you always hear rumors about what's coming in the next legislative session, but we've heard that there is a move afoot again by a small faction apparently in northern Nevada to go in and try to take the tax money, the tax revenue coming into Story County, and divert that to the state. And so that's obviously that's a major issue, and punishing success, if you would.
Okay, so we're not talking about a small amount, though, are we?
No,
because in the last legislative session, there was discussion. We had the discussion several times with former state senator, well, still state senator for now, Heidi Gansert, about a bill that she was bringing forth that was looking to take 80% of the revenues from the first abatements. The first abatements appear safe, but it's not the first abatements you're concerned about.
Exactly. Well, and we're hearing that that this plan would take perhaps up to 80% of all future tax revenue to the county from companies that receive state level abatements. And you know, you have to go back to this last session, and thankfully Governor Lombardo came in at the last second. He intervened. He listened to the counties. He listened to Story County and the other rural counties that this would devastate their economic development ability. But Governor Lombardo listened, and he derailed that plan. But now we're hearing that it could even be worse this time around if they go after the tax revenue in Story County and every other county to divert up to 80% of that county tax revenue to the state on every single company that receives state level tax abatements under what's known as SB 1.
Okay, would from what you're hearing, the current abatements remain within Story County's purview? Is this future abatement money? Because for those that don't understand this, the taxes are abated for, say, 10 years. And the counties, whoever it might be, cities,
yes,
deal with the fact that they're not going to get that money, but they look at it down the road, and they put all of their planning for future development, repairs, whatever it might be, debt repayment, on that 10-year timeline. Is that what we're looking at here, is future rather than current?
It is, and the words being used are that Tesla 1, that is the original abatement granted in 2014, that's safe. But all
that's coming due this year.
That's right, and the money's coming in this year to Story County. But all future abatements in Story County and every other county, Lyon County, Carson, Minden, Gardnerville, you know, the surrounding rural counties that are all trying now to jump in on this tech economic development, that those would be subject to 80% of the county tax revenue going to the state. Now, and you raise a great point about how this works. This is not a freebie for the county. In other words, for Story County, they had to agree to no state or no county level taxes for a period of 10 years, and then no property or no sales taxes for another 10 years after that. And so this is a long period of Story County servicing a massive $3.5 billion facility for no reward whatsoever. But Story County was at the point where they were desperate. They wanted this deal. This would kind of bring them out of the Stone Age financially. So they made the sacrifice.
They were almost bankrupt at one point.
They were on the state watch list. They didn't have their own fire service. They only had a few police officers or a few county deputies. The entire county government had a budget of $3.5 million. And so, desperate times call for desperate measures, but they were the ones who made the sacrifice to bring in this success. And it just, fundamentally just seems unfair that someone would come in after the fact, after all this success has come in, and change the deal and say, yeah, well, you sacrificed for 10 years, you went without revenue for 10 years, but now we're gonna take 80% of that success. And it just seems fundamentally unfair.
Where is your understanding that this would be redistributed if this were to go through?
Well, we've heard, and the last session, again, before Governor Lombardo thankfully came in and came to the rescue of the rural counties, we've heard that this money would go partly to the state, but then partly to the municipalities or the counties surrounding where the abated company is located, which is also just contrary to the economic realities. For instance, over the past 10 years, since Tesla's been in TRI, the Story County has had a payroll of somewhere around $750 million. And we know that number is good because Tesla has to report their payroll numbers. And from that, it's easy to extrapolate the rest of the
And that's per annum.
That's per annum. That's per year. So, and right now with all the new tech companies, you're probably talking about $1 billion a year in payroll. Well, Story County does not see that payroll at all. That entire $1 billion a year goes into Reno and Sparks. And then you have all the contracts with the engineers in Reno, the accountants in Reno, the lawyers in Reno, the parts and material suppliers in Reno, the engineers in Reno, the amount of income coming from Tesla and Panasonic and the other companies in TRI flowing into the surrounding county and municipalities like Reno and Sparks is massive. And so to say that somehow they have been punished or they have been shorted economically is contrary to the economic numbers.
Am I right in saying that Sparks is actually in benefit rather than in loss with all of this?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the, first off, in 2013, the unemployment rate in Reno and Sparks was 14%, coming out of the Great Recession, right? Tesla came in, all of a sudden they hired 6,000 people, Tesla and Panasonic. 94% of those people were already residents here. So if you look, number one, the TRI helped bring Washoe County out of the Great Recession, lower that unemployment rate to today, which is essentially non-existent in Washoe County. And if you want a job and you live in Washoe County, you can walk out to TRI and be hired today with a Wall Street company. And so that's number one. And number two is that, you know, all these benefits that where the money, the payroll gets spent, the grocery stores, the gas stations, the casinos and the gaming, all the people coming in to visit at TRI. The chairman of Panasonic flew in with a 30-person entourage, and they stay in the hotels here in Reno. And so that's something that, I mean, the benefit that has flowed into Reno and Sparks for a minimal population growth caused by our Wall Street companies, maybe 5,000 people total that we have brought into the region by people moving here to take a job. It is way the benefit far outweighs by a factor of maybe 50 the cost of 5,000 new residents.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back because there are concerns about how this might affect economic development in other areas of the state, and I'm thinking including North Las Vegas with Apex. So let's take a break. We'll come right back. More with Kris Thompson after this time out.
Safety is the #1 priority for the trucking industry. Over $7 billion a year is spent on technology like this electronic eye that will apply the brakes automatically. But the most important factor for safety is the truck driver. These hardworking men and women who safely move over 70% of our nation's freight and 94% of Nevada's. We thank you because trucks move America forward.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
Take a look at Pro Group Management and see how your workers' comp requirements can be met head-on. By taking a proactive approach, Pro Group can assure that your company is meeting or exceeding state and federal standards. As you move forward in your industry, Pro Group moves with you, simplifying regulatory tasks, clearing the way so you can get the job done and look to your future success. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Kris Thompson. He is the project manager for the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center. Before we get to talking about some of the areas of the state, talk, if you will, about the beginnings of some of the projects that are starting in Story County because of these abated taxes now coming to Story County in 2024 after a 10-year delay that have been so necessary.
So I am under a non-disclosure agreement with a number of these, all of the companies basically that we did business with. However, the amount that we're talking about in terms of capital investment incoming into the park with companies that are, at the level that they probably will be looking for abatements, either the $1 billion abatement or the $3.5 billion abatement level, which is the amount of capital investment that is required to be eligible. We're talking tens of billions of dollars of capital investment, and we're talking tens of thousands of jobs. And these jobs are Wall Street tech company jobs, which typically mean, good dollars per hour, typically mean good benefits. And so the amount at stake here for the entire state is massive. And the problem is, I think we've become so popular recently that everybody takes it for granted. And economic development is a contact sport. They have a lot of options out there. Salt Lake City is wooing all these same companies. Arizona, Texas, Florida, everybody's throwing all kinds of goodies at these people. And all of a sudden, if you shut off the spigot or you make these abatements so controversial that no Wall Street company wants controversy before they even start building somewhere.
Well, that's the number one thing for any company is,
it is.
Stability.
Stability, right?
Okay, but I want to talk more on a base level here, which is, the water system in Story County, the unpaved roads in Story County. I mean, the list goes on. Share with us some of the things that haven't been done over not only the last decade, but in some cases the last 100 years.
And that's a part, you're right on target, and that's a part that many people miss. So for 20 years, Story County has kind of picked up the dirty stuff that from nearby Washoe County municipalities. We have the regional landfill. They at the time, and the Story County elders will tell you the story that Story County was asked to host the regional landfill. They didn't want it in Reno and Sparks. Story County was asked to be the host site for the regional power plant, which is the Tracy Generation Station. You don't want a power plant, down on Victorian Avenue in Sparks. And so we hosted that. And now the park is taking about 4,000 acre feet of dirty water of the effluent coming out of the Reno Sparks sewer treatment plant, which is saving Reno and Sparks hundreds of millions over the next 10 years.
Because they don't have to expand the sewer plant.
Exactly. So we've taken all that off the shoulders of Reno and Sparks, and that needs to be recognized. That when people talk about Story County's not able to isn't hosting a lot of new residential growth. Well, that's true, but we also have maybe 10,000, 15,000 acres taking the trash, generating the power, and taking the dirty water, the effluent coming out of their sewer treatment plant. So I think in terms of being a good neighbor, Story County has been a great neighbor and over the last 20 years.
Okay, but what I'm also talking about are things that in terms of the community have not been addressed because Story County just didn't have the money, and the abatements delayed that for the Story County residents who also happen to be Nevada residents. So, you have water delivery issues, you have road issues. I mean, it's a very long list of things. I remember somebody at the county saying to me, it's amazing that $40 million doesn't go that far.
Well, exactly. And, it's on so many levels here that people think, Story County they're making all this money and they're living in gold Taj Mahals or something. That infrastructure is 50 to 150 years old. Their county administration is still borrowing space in a courthouse from 1872, which is a historical monument. I mean, you go up there and look at it. It's hard to imagine that's where this county is being is being led from. You have the roads in every community. Just about every single road needs to be totally redone. I asked the county manager, Austin Osborne, not too long ago, how many roads in Story County actually met current specs? And it's like maybe 1%. I mean, every single road, the drainage, the bridges, the flood control, the outlying services for the neighborhoods, there's just nothing there. The fire station still is housed in the outlying fire stations is still housed in temporary structures that were converted from old buildings. I mean, you essentially need a whole new county of infrastructure. And then on top of that, you've got 35,000 jobs in TRI between 9 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We're the 4th largest metro area in the state. So you've got all those roads, all those drainage facilities, all the county sheriff's support, all the high-level corporate fire first responder support. The county has to fund all that and keep redoing those roads, which are subject to massive traffic when you're building 13 million square feet of industrial tech space under roof right now. So the amount of expenditures by Story County that they need simply to come up to par with the other counties, and then on the other hand, to keep TRI as a premier spot in the global tech world is massive. And so that money, everybody thinks it's going to go in the pocket somewhere of the Story County residents or county. Not true. The Story County's got a massive amount of expenses to handle.
All right, let's take another break. We'll be right back with Kris Thompson after this timeout. Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
Story County is leading Nevada. Home of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, Google, Tesla, Panasonic, and other world-leading companies. Story County provides thousands of tech, advanced manufacturing, and logistics careers for Nevadans. We're diversifying and driving Nevada's economy and generating millions in tax revenue and billions in economic activity across northern Nevada. Story County is leading Nevada's future.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Kris Thompson. He's a project manager for the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center. The state is on fire with all kinds of projects, not just in Story County, but across the state. I mean, you've got a huge development that's just begun, really, which is the edge of Story County into Lyon County. That's the Wes Adams properties, 20,000 acres there. Michael Dermody is already doing some development there. If this 80% takeaway from the counties were to affect that, I'm presuming that that will be problems for Lyon County. I'm presuming that this will be problems for North Las Vegas with Apex, where they're trying to diversify the economy of southern Nevada. Suddenly the state could come in and tell Clark County, you're going to have to give up 80% of that abated taxes if there are tax abatements?
Well, and that's an issue. I mean, it would kill the high-level economic diversification for Nevada. If you're the other counties in the state, it takes a ton of effort. You have to do infrastructure, planning, development agreements, all kinds of effort taken by the county or the cities to bring in these companies. And to do that, why would you put in all that effort if at the end of the day 80% of your tax revenue is going to be peeled off by the state? So it would end all the high-level economic marketing and growth in the state. The other rural counties, like as you said, Lyon County, Carson, Clark County.
Even White Pine County with that major water project. Yep. So it's supposed to be a $2.5 billion project.
Winnemucca with Google out there, and so this would be a dagger to the heart in terms of state economic development.
Okay, you got 20 seconds to talk directly to the governor. What do you say to Governor Lombardo?
We say to Governor Lombardo, thank you for coming to our rescue last time. And thank you for listening to the rural counties and protecting us from this money grab that's unfair and unjustified by the economic numbers. And so we just want to thank you for last time around. And Governor, please keep your ear and your eyes on this issue.
And that's where we have to leave it. Kris Thompson, always a pleasure to have you on the program, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll be right back.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. You can catch us online 24 hours a day at nevadanewsmakers.com, or you can download the podcast wherever you like to get your podcast. We'll see you on the next broadcast.